Buenos días, good morning, mi gente. I have to do this video really fast. Tengo que grabar este video muy rápido because I'm on the way to get my hair done and I probably got a few minutes. So let's get into it. I'm going to share I don't want to call it an expression, but let's talk about like pronunciation, right? How things may sound versus what you may actually see written, especially if you're talking to someone that has a Dominican accent. And for that matter, maybe some other accents too from other areas in the Caribbean. And so I wanted to use the example of pa coming from para. And then after that, I'm going to try and talk quickly about myself and my background to give you more context of my own language experience and teaching experience and things like that. So really quick, para, a lot of times if you're talking to someone from the Caribbean area, and especially if you're talking to someone from the Dominican Republic, you might hear pa instead of para. So basically the RA at the end is cut off. And so I'm going to give an example of a sentence of how it would sound if you're just speaking regularly, and then how it would sound with a certain accent. And I want to tell you that just because I say this does not mean you're going to hear it like this all the time. You know, I don't like to generalize because some people don't speak in this way, but it's common. So an example, I'm going to say, speaking without, just normally, esa nevera no sirve para nada. Esa nevera no sirve para nada. Now, what you're going to hear in this example I'm about to give is the RA cut off. And I made a video yesterday talking about how nada also has the DA cut off, so it sounds like na. And what that sounds like in a sentence is, and I'm going to really switch it up here, pero esa vaina no sirve para nada. Esa vaina no sirve para nada. So instead of saying para nada, I'm saying pa na. Pa instead of para, y na instead of nada. Okay, I could go way more into that, but again, I'm running to the salon, and I'm going to wrap this video up quickly with giving a very brief. I can go more in detail later, sharing more about myself, because I think some of you may be seeing me for the first time, and you've seen other people that have come after me, and I realized, like, oh snap, some of these people have been copying my videos. And you may not know where I'm coming from and things like that. So anyway, this channel right now, Tu y Yo, I've had it for over 10 years, I think. It's 2007, and you can go look at my oldest videos. But in terms of focusing on Dominican Spanish and Spanish, it's because in 2014, I sat down and with this list of jerga de la República Dominicana, and I was with my ex, and we went through that list, and that was the video that like took this channel off. And so I kept putting more out there because that's how YouTube works. Put out more of the thing that people come to your channel for. So I started doing that, and aside from that, yes, I was married to someone from the Dominican Republic. You can see him on this channel. We were together for quite some time. I lived in the Dominican Republic also for almost 3 years. And then I was in a Dominican family household for about 10 years, and where no one spoke English. Everyone spoke Spanish. Then, of course, moved to the Bronx. If you know anything about New York, you're just generally in New York, you're going to run across a lot of people that speak Spanish, particularly from the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Colombia, and so forth. Mexico también. And, again, if you know anything about New York, you already know. So you get a lot of that, but particularly the Bronx and Washington Heights, we know that is the area that a lot of people from the Dominican Republic end up coming to because of family and things like that. And that's how I ended up, when I moved up here, being in like Yonkers and the Bronx and stuff like that. So a lot of people, especially in certain areas are going to just start automatically speaking to you in Spanish, right? Aside from that, I've been a salsera for 18 years. I've been dancing salsa for 18 years. So you already know that puts you around a lot of Spanish speakers all the time. In addition to that, I have 3 degrees, and one of my bachelor's is in Spanish. So I studied in a linguistics department. And I also taught Spanish at a middle school. So a lot of the things that I share with you all, I'm breaking down the skills that are important to learn a language, which includes reading, listening, writing, speaking. So you need those 4 concepts. So that's why you see a lot of the concepts that I see here or on this channel. That's why I notice certain phrases and things like that, and I try to break it down for you phonetically. And I show you different ways, like, okay, you can try learning through a song, or you can try learning by watching these people and things like that. And so that's where I ended up seeing what I was referencing earlier, that after I put out some things like that here on YouTube, I saw a video taking the same it's not even jerga, and that's why I'm like, okay, there's a little copying going on here, because it wasn't like jerga común. It wasn't like regular slang. It was like me breaking down something phonetically that I realized is a thing, and they literally took the same thing. Again, the whole learn through songs. Who do you think did that first? Yo soy la original. So anyway, I can go on and on, but that's a lot of like where the teaching aspect comes from, and the things that have made me very unique, and how I know what I know. Y tú sabes, like I can like go on and on and on, but I gotta get my hair done. So anyway, this was like a twofold video where I gave you a little something something, plus I gave you some information about me. But ahora me tengo que ir. Los quiero, and I'll see you in the next one.